was just a good college basketball game today against, I think, two good basketball programs. And we made a lot of, we improved a lot in the last week. Our first 2 weekends, we weren't playing very good basketball. A little bit disappointed because I didn't feel like we were playing up to the standard that we've set for ourselves. And, we knew Eastern Mennonite was going to be a very good team coming in here. We were excited about it being the first home game. And I thought we played a pretty good basketball game for the most part. A few too many turnovers down the stretch. They got, an All-American in Jess Reinheimer. She made some big shots down the stretch as well. But we competed. We hung in there. I wish I would have had a timeout there at the end. Down 3 with the ball. We were out of timeouts. Probably didn't get as good a look as we needed at the end. I wish I could have taken a timeout and got us organized. But I felt like our kids competed today. And if we compete and play like that, I think for the most part, we'll give ourselves plenty of chances to win basketball games this year.
Krista, you had 12 points today. You had 4 3-pointers. Going into the game, was the thought that you guys would need a lot of 3-pointers in this game?
When I'm making shots, we're a pretty decent shooting team. So I know, if I can knock down a few shots, it really help the team out. And I know last year, I got a lot of good looks against them, didn't really connect. So I was really wanting to, come out and play hard. And I think we did a lot better, did better things than past. So I think we have a lot to build on after this game.
Were you expecting that they would shoot a lot of 3-pointers today?
Well, we kind of see them as more of a driving team because they're athletic. So we needed to defend the drive better. But they like he was saying, number 22, she's a good shooter.
When's the last time you played 39 minutes in a game?
I don't know if I ever have, honestly.
Do you feel like you played 39 minutes?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Does that 39 minutes seem longer now or shorter since you went to quarter play, or?
At college, this is the first time I've played quarter style, right? So I'm seeing a lot more minutes than I have, of course, last year with my knee injury or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think the longer I'm out there, I play better as I go along. But getting tired, that's also a.
But I mean, is 39? Is that many minutes being out for only 1 minute in a game where you played 2 halves versus 1 versus 4 quarters? Is there any kind of difference in that?
Yeah, we had one
in
more,
the math.
We had one more timeout. Before when we went, the old format, we had an extra timeout that we don't get. I think you got the timeouts in between quarters. The big thing with Krista right now, Kelly's out, might be out for an extended amount of time, and Krista, we're asking her to do a lot, and she's competing. And a couple of times my assistant looked at me and said she's tired. We need to give her a break, and I'm like, we can't afford it. And the good part about Krista, she's tough. But the thing is, she played on a very good high school team, and they played a lot of kids. They play 5 in, 5 out. So I know she didn't play probably as many minutes in high school as she could have. And the first few years here, first 2, she was on some very good teams and came in and gave us, was a great role player for us at the time. And then last year was playing a lot of minutes when she got hurt. So, but that's just something that she's going to have to do in the near future until.
But in a 20, when you play 20-minute halves, what I'm getting at is,
I know.
Do you think you're more tired? Are you less tired playing 39 minutes in a 4-quarter game than you would be?
I don't know. I don't know. She's never played 39 minutes in two 20-minute halves, so she can't answer that. And I can't, I'm sure she's tired right now.
A little bit, but I'm not complaining.
Well, how have you gotten used to the new dynamics of the game? You like it, or?
I like it better because it reminds me more of high school, I guess. So.
Any other?
A couple of things that stand out.
Well, I know offensive rebounding was key for them.
A couple things that stand out to me. Offensive rebounding. We talked about that. Our problem right now, to be honest, 100% honest, we're a half-court man-to-man defensive team. We don't have a ton of depth right now. Teams are sometimes more athletic than us. We've got to get better at staying in front of people. I think they were turning the corner and getting to the basket. So we went to the zone. I think when you're in a zone, sometimes it's harder to rebound in a zone because you don't have one person you're supposed to box out, and that was our problem. And I told them that during one of the timeouts. I'd like to play man, but they're beating us off the dribble. But in the zone, we got to rebound better, and they hurt us on the offensive boards late in the game, and that was key. But a couple of stats that stick out to me: we had 18 assists, 16 turnovers. We've been turning it over a lot, so this is the first time that we've had more assists than turnovers. They're a pressing team. Mm-hmm. We turned it over 16 times against a pressing team. That's a big improvement from what we've seen the last 2 weeks, or the last 2 weekends. We shot the ball well.
Mostly what you've seen is 2-2-1 traps, or
a little bit of everything. We've seen a man-to-man run and jump. We've seen a lot of 2-2-1. Seen a little bit of a 1-2-2. So we're seeing a little bit of everything. In practice recently, I've tried to put Zarkia and Krista just to make her have to work harder. If you can handle it against Zarkia in practice, when you get pressure in games, it's not going to be as tough. I'm hoping that's helping a little bit. And you look at her, she played 39 minutes. She was being pressed the entire game, and she had 6 assists and 2 turnovers. We can get that. We can take that from her point guard. That's definitely what we need. Zarkia played a heck of a game. Big thing with Zarkia is we got to keep her out of foul trouble. What makes her so special is she plays so hard. She's so intense, but sometimes that's her worst enemy. She gets herself in foul trouble, and we need her on the floor more than we need her on the bench. And when she's on the floor, she makes good things happen. But I like the balance today too. You had 4 people in double digits. They got an All-American in 22, and I felt like Zarkia went toe-to-toe. They didn't play each other head-to-head, but Zarkia played every bit as good as that kid played, I think. And I thought Kamani's a true post player playing a kid that's probably more of a guard than a post player, and I thought Kamani held her own against her. Where she hurt us, I thought most of the time tonight was they would drive it. When you would help on the drive, they'd find her for a wide open 3, and she knocked them down. And he does some good things offensively for them. They're very, very well coached. So, but we're not into moral victories. Losing, saying we played better, and we can build on that. That's not good enough for us. There's a standard that we set for ourselves. And
I know your turnaround's quick, and now you get the team to beat them in the.
It is, but you know what? It's all about matchups. And the thing about Lynchburg is Lynchburg plays more our style. We've seen every team we've seen so far has been a pressing team. Team that gets into you, a team that presses you, tries to speed you up. I think Lynchburg is more kind of our style. They'll play a lot of half-court man-to-man. They'll play a little bit of zone. They've got some length. They've got some shooters. So I think, I think they're very good, and we know it's going to be a very tough game, especially at their place. But I feel like matchup-wise, we match up fairly well with Lynchburg. I think it'll be a good game.
Is their gym a tough place to play, Bryan?
I think it is. Nothing's as tough as playing at Ferrum. I think Ferrum is a great atmosphere and a very, very tough place to play. But anytime you go in somebody else's gym and they practice there every day and they're used to the lighting, they're used to the background, I think that definitely, and just like today, we haven't been shooting the ball well, and look how we shot it today. It's nice playing in your own gym, in your familiar setting, and you're just comfortable with it. So.
Thanks a lot. Good luck on Monday.
Thanks.
Thank you, Gary.